I've been gone for a minute now. I'm back with the jump off. Whoa. Ah. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, I know I ain't been on here in a good little while, but you know, y'all know I be needing to take my little sabbaticals or whatever you want to call it. I be needing to disappear for a little while because you know, be too much going on, honey. Too much going on. So I done had a chance to celebrate my birthday. Yay! Happy birthday to me. Shout out to all my cancers out there, Cancer Gang. But I needed that little break, honey. We was going strong for like 8 months straight. And then, you know, my schedule on my job, crazy work, and you know, so I needed that little 2-month break or however long we was going. I don't think it was no more than 2 months. But very much well needed. Okay, now we're getting a little bit more back, you know, calm down. We done celebrated, we done did all of the things. Now it's time to get back to business, all right, and building this channel. Thank you to all of my day ones. Thank you to all of the new subscribers. Thank you all so much for subscribing to my channel. I didn't even think it was going to get this far in the short amount of time that it did get, but let's go ahead and keep the party going, okay? The ones who've been here already know I ain't gonna be gone for a long time, just a short time, but I'll be back. So enough of all of that. Let's go ahead and get into the review for what you all have came here for. As you see on the title, we're gonna look at Divorce Sisters, okay? We're gonna go ahead and do it. Because first of all, let me just say, I was not going to review this show. Well, I ain't gonna say I wasn't gonna review it. I just had to vet it out first to see if this was even something that I wanted to review. Because, you know, I love Tyler, but some of his stuff just be too much for me, okay? Like Sisters. Those who know, I could not get into Sisters. I mean, I just personally don't feel like women, it just didn't feel believable to me. And it gotta feel believable, okay? It gotta make sense for me to even want to sit there and ingest all of the things that, you know, Tyler be having going on in these shows, honey. And you know, watching Sisters, in my opinion, for me, I just felt like I was losing IQs. You know, it's just I'm just not believing that women are going through the stuff that people are going through on Sisters. It's overly dramatic. It's overacting. It's just a lot of over that I just can't. My spirit can't take. So I wasn't sure if I was going to do this show, so I had to vet it. I just had to, because y'all know how Tyler be doing, okay? So we get to episode 5, or is it episode 6, with Divorce Sisters, and, you know, I'm just like, okay, let's go ahead and give it a try. You know how back in the day you used to watch, you know, the stories with your grandma and all that stuff, the Days of Our Lives and all that things? That's what it's giving for me. I don't like that. Divorce Sisters seems to be a little bit more better than Sisters, in my opinion. Don't shoot the messenger. That's just my personal taste. I know a lot of women, a lot of people like Sisters. I just can't get into it, me personally. The acting just be way too much over the top. It doesn't give authentic. And I'm just like, you know, this is just not believable. And it has to at least feel believable for me to sit there and watch it. Even though we know that these shows are scripted, it still needs to feel believable. Okay, it's very much possible. All right. But I digress. Another thing that I wanted to talk about before we get into the review is the name of the show. We already have Sisters, right? Like, we couldn't get a little bit more creative, you know, than something called Divorce Sisters. Like, it just ain't making no sense to me. Like, where's the creativeness when it comes to naming these shows? You already have a show named Sisters. Why are we? It's kind of like tethering to the Sisters with Divorce Sisters. Like, it's kind of giving Sisters without really giving Sisters. I feel like the acting on this show, in my opinion, I didn't watch Sisters past the first season. I don't even think I got all the way to the end of the first season. But this first season for me is way better than the first season on Sisters when it comes to the acting. But back to the name. Why we couldn't come up with something a little bit more creative so it kind of is not like attached to the other show. But anyway, so since we're already on episode 5 or 6 when it comes to the Voice Sisters, I'm just going to give my opinion thus far of each couple and the friends themselves. So the first person I want to talk about is the person I have the least to say something about. And that is Bridget and Vaughn. Baby, I ain't got too many words to say about Bridget and her man-child. But what I will say is this relationship is a complete, utter joke. Like, miss me with this whole relationship, okay? I would rather Bridget be single and working and doing her thing than putting up with a man that she know damn well she don't supposed to be with. I mean, I guess Vaughn is supposed to be the comedic relief on this show, but it's not giving what they think it was supposed to be giving or what they thought it was gonna give. It's actually kind of corny, okay? Like him sitting up here talking about the little dude at the banquet telling him, "You a waiter, I'm a content creator." Like, boy, if you don't go sit your ass down somewhere, it's just, no, miss me with this whole relationship with Bridget and Vaughn, honey. Get him out of here quickly. Or at least cast her with somebody that's actually funny and know how to land the jokes. Okay? If we just dead set on Bridget having a man. Moving on. Tiffany and her mystery ex, John. So we have yet to see the mystery ex, John, on this show. And we are on, what, episode 5 or 6. I'm pretty sure they're going to show him at least once during this season, but maybe not. I don't know. I would like to see John and see the dynamic between Tiffany and her mystery ex, John. And if I had to choose, Tiffany would actually be my second favorite character on this show between the friend dynamic. And I like Tiffany because she is the logical friend. Okay, she want to get everybody together. She want everybody, you know, to be straight. She want to make sure everybody's mental health is okay. She always checking up on the friends, okay? So she's that dynamic in this friend group. The logical friend, the one that's going to check on everybody and make sure everybody's okay. Everybody is good. Everybody is getting together, okay? Which can come off like she being a little bit nosy, but, you know, if that's your friend, you're going to share regardless. And I feel like she's fair on all sides when it comes to the different friends in the group. She don't take nobody's side, in my opinion, thus far. She's fair. Now, she can be a bit of a prude, but nonetheless, she is my second favorite character on this show. Naomi and Franklin. Okay, so Naomi hiring the male escort for the sexuals. I guess I'm just the only one or one of the few that is not in the loop when it comes to things like this, because I did not think that people actually did this until I started hearing about the Diddy trial. I didn't know that you could actually go find people on websites, or like it's like an actual business where you can contact people to get them or hire them to come to your wherever you are and, you know, get into the sexual things of it all. I didn't know that was a thing. I really did not know that was a thing. Like, I didn't know that people actually did this in real life until the Diddy trial. And for me, paying a woman or a man off of a website to come and do the thing with you is absolutely nuts to me. Oh, just nuts. I don't care who's involved. That is crazy work. I'm really appalled that this is even a thing. Like, seriously, I'm appalled. Anyway, so Naomi would have easily been my second favorite character on this show if she wasn't with this bull when it comes to Franklin. Like, how are you divorced from this man? You got your money, you got the settlement, or whatever the case may be that you got from the divorce. Yeah, you have to give a few things back. Okay, whoop-de-doo, whatever. You have the money to re-buy those things, re-get that Range Rover, re-get that Ferrari, or whatever, the paintings, or whatever the case may be. You have the money to repurchase these things, right? Like, okay, oh well, whoop-de-doo, give the man his stuff back. You have the money to replace them. But no, Naomi around here acting like a fool with all of her antics and all of the things, you know, that she's doing, you know, suing the man and got this vendetta against him and a new wife, and even though he is tormenting her or whatever he's doing online, the only reason why she know he's doing it is because she's watching. Like, I would have much rather seen Naomi be the fun friend of this group dynamic. I would have much rather seen her be, I'm newly divorced, I'm single, I'm out here living my best life, we outside, you know, the fun friend of the group. But no, instead, they characterize her as the angry, bitter black woman that so many stereotype black women as, especially when it comes to being bitter with men. She's always mad, she's always got an attitude, she's always drunk. It's like she always got a drink in her hand. It's like, I would have much rather seen Naomi been in her hot girl era without all of the madness and the vendettas and the getting back at the ex. Like, be the fun friend. Ma'am, you got your money, you divorced, you still got, you know what I'm saying, everything you need could ever want and ask for. Because, you know, her doing all of the things that she's doing is kind of getting on my nerves. It's really like getting on my nerves a little bit. I kind of don't, almost can't stand to see Naomi come on my screen, because I know she finna be full of some antics and some bull crap. But anyway, and the way that Franklin came at her at this banquet, the just total disrespect, right? And also the way that she's acting and responding to how he's taunting her. It's giving me, y'all not over it for real. It's giving me, if y'all end up being face to face and alone in a room one day, you know, going back and forth and mad at each other and at it, y'all gonna kiss and start having passionate X again. Can I say that? Y'all gonna start kissing and, you know, doing the hanky-panky again, having passionate hanky-panky. So it's like, I don't know. Both of them getting on my nerves at this point. And then the fact that Naomi still wants to be called Mrs. Price instead of Miss Price. It's definitely giving bitter black woman. It's definitely giving immature, okay? Because why do you still want to be called Mrs.? You're not his Mrs. anymore. Y'all are divorced. He has a new Mrs. Why do you even want to still carry that? Then also with the whole scene with the police officer taking the stuff out of her house, it was given a little bit too much performative. I don't know. I feel like Naomi would have been my girl if they have her painted how they have her painted on this show. And she also favored K. Michelle to me. Moving on. Geneva, William, and Javon. So at first I was kind of confused about the whole Geneva and Javon situation when it came to him thinking that the baby was his. Because in the beginning of the show, the first episode, when her and Tiffany was in the car, Tiffany was talking about how she went through things with her and how Rashida was praying down the hospital and all that good jazz. But then I think it was like the following episode where when she had the little panic attack or whatever it was, and they went into the thing and she told Rashida that, you know, the IVF actually didn't work, and she ended up doing the hanky-panky with Javon a few times or whatever. So when he was questioning her about that in the living room, I was like, well, why would he think that? Or why would she even be acting like that could be a possibility for him in the living room when he was asking her? because in the beginning of the show, she said she went through IVF. Now we up to par, okay? Now we know that the IVF didn't work, and she knew the IVF didn't work, and she ended up, doing the deeds with Javon. Got it. Now, Geneva has to be my third favorite character in the friend group on this show. And it's only because the acting could be a little bit better. I feel like when she's doing her one-on-ones with Javon, it's like she be fighting for her life. Like when she was in that office, it was okay. When she was in that living room, it was like, girl, the eyes was twitching, the head was moving. I'm almost thinking she was, giving antics off of Young, Famous, and African. But when she's with the girls, it just seems natural. It flows. It's just like she just having a regular old conversation with her friends. So I personally feel like Tiffany is a better actor. I don't know if Tiffany is more seasoned than she is. Maybe so. I don't know. I've never seen any of them act except for LaToya. But that's the only reason why. Other than that, I love her character. And I don't know, I would think that it would be, the same thing when she do her scenes with Javon, but it literally be feeling like to me she be fighting for her life when she be when she be doing her one-on-one scenes with Javon. I don't know if he just that fine in person or what. But I feel like once she gets in her groove and they get a few more seasons, she'll be A1. Okay? A1. Now, when Geneva and Tiffany was picking up Anika, and the teacher had the nerve to call her out on not being there as much as the daddy is. It's like, girl, you're not about to shade me about being a busy mother and not being able to pick up my daughter on a regular basis. If you don't go somewhere, that teacher had her nerve trying to shame me for being a busy mama. Is she getting picked up? Okay, get gone somewhere before you get cursed out. And then Anika telling Geneva that William called some lady, pretty lady, when he picked her up from school. Geneva going off the deep end with very little information like that is crazy to me. Because the lady could have been anybody, okay? Literally anybody. She calling up to the school. She done called the teacher. She done went up to the school. She done bribed her way in past the janitor. She didn't even attempt to fake like she was even looking for the baby toy, okay? She asked the man questions. What's the last name? Where the father was? She was doing way too much, okay? With that little bit of information that Anika said. William could have literally been saying that to anybody that was picking up the little girl. It could have been the mama. It could have been the grandma. It could have been an auntie. It could have been a cousin. It could have been literally anybody that he was giving a compliment to. What is wrong with that, Geneva? Geneva went way too far over something so little. Okay, because first of all, it don't even seem like Geneva even really like William like that. He just somebody safe. He just somebody she chose because he's safe. Like, she don't even seem like she even like him like that. Like, when I see them on screen, the connection even isn't there. Like, regardless of her finding out, that he called some lady, pretty lady at the school, regardless of that, or her having a possible attitude about that, which I don't even think that's it. I think Javon just on her mind real heavy. But even with that, like, you would think you would see some type of, something between the two, but you don't see nothing between the two of them. Nothing. So I ain't feeling the connection between Geneva and William. I'm just not feeling the energy, period, at all. Like, honestly, it seemed like William get on Geneva's nerves a little bit, because he would get on my nerves. With a little small talk he be trying to do and going down memory lanes. Like, William, come on, get to it. What are you trying to say, honey? What are you trying to say? And another thing with this whole situation is Geneva doing all of this and gathered all this information. Where's the follow-up, ma'am? We're on episode 5 or 6, okay, at this point. Where's the follow-up from all of the information that you got? You got the people's last name, okay? You done called the teacher. You done bribe, you done, you trying to sweet talk the janitor, okay? You done found out that the daddy is salesman and he make good money. And you found out that the mama wear yoga pants and she own a yoga shop or whatever the case may be. All right? You done found out the woman business name and all of that. Where is the follow-up? You would think that with all she did, she would have immediately followed up on, okay, who is this person? Let me look this name up. Let me look this business up and see who this woman is or possibly is. But again, she going off of very little information, pretty lady, and he could have been talking about the little girl grandmama. I would at least thought we would have got a follow-up on either the same episode or the next. We're on 5 or 6 now. Still no follow-up from that whole situation. Outside of her following him to the school to see him giving some plastic flowers to somebody she don't even know who this woman is. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but William a little creepy to me. I don't know. I don't know if it's because he just be smiling too much or what. I don't know what it is, but and it might just be me. But he just give a little bit creep vibes. I don't like William. But I do feel like he's too far up Geneva's ass to be cheating on her or doing anything, you know, disrespectful outside of their marriage. Based off of what I've seen thus far with his character and Anika telling her about the whole pretty lady thing, I don't think that is what she thinks it is, clearly. But you never know. You know, the ones that be smiling and cheesing all up in your face all the time and all up your ass be the main ones doing shit behind your back. But we gonna see. Now, this whole situation between Geneva, Tiffany, and Javon is gonna be a whole shit show, because it don't seem like that Geneva is trying to hide that she has a thing or had a thing with Javon, with Tiffany. It don't seem like she's trying to hide that from her. She ain't flat out telling her, obviously, with the whole scene in the jail and all that stuff like that, but she ain't like hiding it either. It's kind of almost giving like slick shade, like I had him before, you know, type of vibes. I don't know. She just giving weird energy when it comes to Tiffany to me when it comes to Javon. Which would be understandable if Geneva was single, but she's not. She has a whole husband, okay, at the house. And she's shitting on her friend for liking someone that she don't even supposed to be involved with in the first place. So I didn't like the fact that she was being real vague with Tiffany when she was asking her questions about Javon. Girl, just spit it out, okay? Just say what it is so your friend can at least know what's up. That way, then it allows her to move accordingly if she wants to proceed with Javon or not, or just play with him for a little while. Give her that choice, though. Why would you allow her to find out whatever you want her to find out on her own or ask him? Like, no, you her friend for 20 plus years or whatever the case may be. You tell her. So I ain't liking that whole thing that she did or she was doing with Tiffany on the last episode. Lastly, Rashida. Lastly, Rashida and Jefferson. Now, before we get into Rashida and Jefferson, it might just be me, but the actor that plays Jefferson, Devon, I think that's his real name. Do it seem like something going on with his face on this show? I don't know. It seems like, is he allergic to something, or did he get like some Botox or some fillers or something like that? Something is going on with his face. He looks different. I mean, it could be weight, but he don't look like he's picked up weight. He still looks the same body-wise, but his face is just, I don't know, something going on with his face. At least that's what it seemed like to me. Now, unpopular opinion. Rashida is actually my favorite character on this show, hands down. And it's not because of her storyline, because I feel like what she's going through is a bunch of bullshit. Okay? But it's the acting for me. It feels natural. It feels genuine. It feels authentic. With the facial expressions, with the accolades, shout out to Nene, with the body movements, with the gesture. Like, you can't tell me that LaToya is not Rashida in this moment, because that's just how good she is and how she has fully enthralled herself into this character. That's what made her my number one favorite character on this show and in its friend dynamic. Now, what she's going through with Jefferson, with him undermining her, with him talking to her crazy in front of the staff and letting his assistant disrespect her, letting his friend disrespect her. I don't get down with that, of course. But one thing I love about Rashida's character is she is not going to let that man walk all over her at all. Okay, she gonna get Jefferson ass together if she don't do nothing else every single time. Okay, she don't let him slip with nothing. Now, she may do it behind the scenes. Okay, she might do it in the car or in the comfort of their home, or put him to the side in the hallway or some shit like that. But when she do it, she gonna do it, and she ain't gonna let him get away with nothing. Now, what's going on with Jefferson and Rashida? I don't know. Because at first I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's cheating and she knows about it, or she saw it, or she heard about it, or something, or something, right? You had the whole girl coming to the office saying that she slept with her husband, and then she saying how she sees how the assistant looks at him. So I don't know, what she's feeling or what she's seen in this case just yet. But personally, I have not seen any of the things that she is saying. I haven't seen the assistant look at him any kind of way. I haven't seen any other characters look at him any kind of way. The whole girl coming to the office and telling her that she slept with her husband was debunked by her. And then we can't say that, because at the same time, going to that situation, I don't even know, did Rashida catch her in a lie? Or, was the girl just feeling like, okay, because I couldn't tell from the scene, like, was this situation true or not? From the girl's facial expressions, I feel like she felt like she got caught. But at the same time, I couldn't tell if she felt like she got caught, or Rashida just coming up with stuff that even if he did do this is the proof that we have. We have cameras in here. Stuff can be deleted off the cameras, okay? We have him on the schedule being here at this time and at this date. That could be fake. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if this situation was actually debunked for real or not, or was it actually fake or not, because I really just couldn't tell. Y'all let me know. But I couldn't tell if the girl was actually telling the truth or not once Toya, I'm sorry, not Toya. Child, I'm calling her by her real name. Once Rashida started debunking, okay, we have 4 cameras in here. I don't see you in here on this date. He was here on this scheduled date. He wasn't here. Yada yada yada. He was with me on this date. So it's like I couldn't tell if the girl just felt defeated because she like, yes, you can go to the lawyers, but you don't have any proof. We have all of this. You have nothing. So I couldn't really tell if the girl was actually telling the truth or not in that situation, just based off her facial expressions, her body expressions. I couldn't tell if the situation was true or not. However, I still have not seen any proof of why Rashida is feeling the way she's feeling about Jefferson. I don't even see the whole, when she was talking about Myron, the assistant was, eyeing him, or how he looks at him or whatever. Like, I don't get gay vibes from Jefferson. I just don't. Not his character. I don't get gay vibes from Jefferson, okay? But we all know looks can be deceiving, right? And it's almost makes me feel like, okay, Rashida just might be a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, because I don't see anything that's making her feel the way she feels. I'm just not. I'm almost kind of with Jefferson on this one. Just something's going on with you. Because I don't see anything where he could be doing anything to where she would feel like, she have all this right to have all this animosity towards him like she been having since the first scene. Yes, he talks to her crazy and disrespectful, and let the assistant and the friend disrespect her. I'm not talking about that. This is something else, okay? I'm not sure what it is. I guess we'll find out in the later episodes. But I wish Rashida would just spit it out, because I'm over the suspense at this point, okay? Let's hop to it. Come on, spit it out. So, one thing I forgot to mention in my review was on the last episode where Rashida sat her ass in the car all night long acting immature because Jefferson didn't open up her door this one time And she sat in the car all night long, like, girl, is it really that deep? And when she got his phone and answered it for him, and the assistant said something along the lines of, hey, baby, are you in the car now, or whatever, how he said it, right? I'm not going to put too much stock into that whole scenario and situation, because the last time I put a whole bunch of stock into a scene, which was the scene where the little girl was telling her that she had slept with Jefferson on, was the first episode or whatever. And I'm like, well, okay, what's going on here? And come to find out, Rashida debunked her whole situation, her whole lie. It made her out to be a liar. So it ended up not being what I thought it was going to be. So with this whole situation with Myron saying, hey, baby, are you in the car now? Whatever, can you talk? I'm not going to put too much stock into that situation, because it could be just a cliffhanger. And the whole time, we find out that he was talking to his wife, and his wife come on the phone on the next episode like, yeah, baby, I'm in the car. Go ahead and, say what you got to say, or whatever the case may be. So we going to see what's up with this whole thing next episode, like I said, because I don't feel like Jefferson is doing anything with Myron, simply because when she answered the phone and Myron said what he said, Jefferson's reaction and facial expression wasn't along the lines of, oops, I just got caught, or, oh my gosh, I just got caught, or she finally knows now, she finally heard him say something. That was not his facial expression at all. He was like, oh my gosh, she about to take this the wrong way, and think something. So I ain't gonna put too much stock into it. We gonna see what happened on the next episode. The last thing that I do have about Rashida and Jefferson is when they were in the scene with the car, and he said that Naomi was almost the reason why they didn't get married. I do wonder what he meant by that. I do hope that they come back to that situation and, kind of shed a little light on that. But let's move on to all of the girls together and my thoughts about that. So the last thing I want to say about the girls' dynamic before we wrap this review up is, it's clear that Rashida and Geneva are the closest two friends out of this friend group. I feel like Bridget is the outcast friend in this dynamic. I feel like nobody particularly cares about her in this friend group, but nobody not particularly cares about her in this friend group, if you get my drift of what I'm saying. It's kind of like they can take her or leave her. Like, she's just there. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she's not particularly close with any of them really like that. Like, she's just a friend that's just there. Like, she's just there by default. Like, it's giving the help with Bridget. I don't like it, but moving on. With Tiffany, I feel like she's also not particularly close with any one of them as well. I feel like she's equal amongst all of them, but more than what Bridget is. You know how you have the friend group of like 3 or 4 or 5, females, and you have some that are closer to others, and it's kind of like a thing, right? Within like friend groups of 3 plus 4 or 5, females in it. I feel like Tiffany is not like linked like that with any one of them particularly, but at the same time, she's not on the outskirts like Bridget is. I feel like Naomi is the friend in the group that all of the other friends feel like they have to babysit her, babysit her feelings, walk on eggshells around her and her feelings, because she easily gets offended, she easily gets an attitude, and don't nobody really want to deal with that. So they kind of like, babysit her ass because of the type of person that she is. And lastly, I feel like Naomi and Bridget are the two friends out of the friend group that all of the other friends kind of have side conversations about. I mean, it happens. It happens. We all have to admit that these are the type of dynamics that happens in these friend groups, especially when you have a bunch of friends in one group. Like, it just is what it is. Everybody's not gonna, be like this, like this. I don't see anything wrong with it. Everybody have to play their role and own that shit. Like, if that's you, that's you. At the friend group, nothing wrong with it at all. Own that shit. But I'm not down for, you know, tearing women, friends, and stuff like that down, or females down. You know, you still have to be uplifting to your friends regardless of whatever role they play in y'all's friend dynamic. And be welcoming to everybody, you know, regardless of what they are within the friend group. But so far so good with this show. Okay, so far so good. You know. I guess we can review it. It ain't all the way there for me yet, but you know, the dial is slowly turning. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all thought about this episode, or my review on this episode in the comments below. What do y'all think about the friends and the girl dynamics on this show? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you all on the next video. Bye!